We are looking at consumer mathematics on section 14.3. So section 14.3 is entitled Chain Discounts. So as we look at our chain discounts here, a couple things we start looking over is the simple fact that what is a chain discount? So a chain discount is basically when we start getting multiple discounts on one item. For instance, they give us 50% off and then they'll give us an additional 25% off now. We aren't really getting a full 75% off because that additional 25% comes off of our previous one. So we covered this a little bit before. So we're looking today at that chain discount property. So we look at that the net price rate is going to be the product of the complements of the chain discount rate. So this means that we got to find the complement, or 100% minus our percent off, to get what the complement product would be on here. That net price, or basically what we would be paying, so our price would be paying on here, would be the list price, so whatever listed, times whatever this product of all our discounts are within here. Now once again, this works for the complement part of it. You can't look at what the discount rate on this would be. So we start off by looking at this problem. It says that we have a list price of $400. We're going to have a chain discount of 30% less 25%. So this is actually bringing in problems 1 and 2. They're talking about a wool suit. So the suit costs $400. They're going to have 30% off, plus they're going to give us an additional 25% off on this. So what we would do is we could look at first, we could take our first net price would be, let's figure out what 30% off would be. So that's 120. So we take 400 minus 120, which equals $280. The next thing we would do is we would take that $280 then, and then we would multiply by 25% to see that it is $75. So this 25% off is not coming off that original 400. It's coming off what's left after that 30% discount right here. So we see then that we take 280 minus 70 for 210 total dollars. Now, if we wanted to use the complement part of this, what we would do is, in using the complement, we would first have to find what our complement rate would be. So as we're looking through here, we're noticing that we had the complement of 30% would be 70%. The complement of our 25% would be 75%. So remember, the complement of what this is talking about is actually what we'll be paying in versus what we're being discounted at. So what we do is we take our 70%, or 0.7, times 75%, 0.75, and we see that we're getting a discount rate of 0.525, or a payment rate, I should say. In which then now we take that 400 times 0.525 for $210. So what we see is, and rather than finding the series of what is the first discount and then what we owe, and then what's the second discount, what do we owe, we can see what our final price is by multiplying the complements of what our discount rates are here. So if we move on to our next part here, the next part on questions 3 and 4 talk about what if we had, let's see here, a list price for a model 36XCL motorboat is $2,560. They say you're going to be able to get 30% less 10% less 5%. So they said, well, we'll give you 30% off, and then we have a deal going on, so we'll give you an additional 10% off. And then, oh wait, we'll also give you an additional 5% off now. Okay, so this is not just adding up all of these. You're not getting 45% off. You're getting 30%, then with what's left, an additional 10% off of that. Then what's left there, you get an additional 5% off. So if we look at number 3, they talk about what is the net price rate. So once again, the net price rate is going to be taking all the complements. So if we have 30% right here, the complement of 30% would be 70%, so let me just go like this, would be 70%, so that's where that 0.7 comes in. 10%, the complement of 10% here would be 90%, which is where that 0.9 comes in. And then that 5%, which would be 95% as a complement, once again, because we take 100 minus whatever these values are up here. We bring them in here, so that's where these come from. So we see that we have 0.5985, or basically we're going to be paying 59.85% of this. So in question 4, now they ask us the net price equals 2,560 times basically our discount rate here, our net price rate, not discount rate, I'm sorry, net price rate, what we owe. So we'd be paying $1,532.16. So still a good deal as we go through this. If we look over at number 10, okay, number 10 in our problem set, here they say a cordless phone has a list price of $125.50. It says the chain discount is 40-20. So this means we have 40% off less an additional 20% off. So what we'd want to do is we want to find the net price overall. So we would start first by finding our complements, or our net price here. So we would take 100% minus 40% is 60%. 100% minus 20% is 80%. So if we notice, that's where this 0.6 times 0.8 comes from. So we see we have a 0.48. So this is not 60% off that we're paying 40%. No, this is 40% with an additional 20%. So that means we're paying 48%. We're only getting a 52% discount here. So a 0.52 would be our discount on here. So then what we do is we take this complement, we multiply this to our net price that would have been, so what we're buying here, and we see that we're going to be paying $60.24. Okay, so once again, this is for our chain discounts. Using complements is probably the fastest way to get to our answers. Once again, realizing that we're just not adding all our discounts together. We're taking one discount and then on what's up taking another discount to this. That's the biggest factor.